All right, today we're taking a look at Grotten. This is a one-bit dark fantasy dungeon crawl. It comes in a really cute little package with the zine and some cutout cards that you can use to play the game. You don't have to cut them out. They come in two cardboard sheets. And we'll take a look at the game, give a little demo of the gameplay, and discuss its appeal. Grotten is a minimalist dungeon crawler using physical tiles to generate and explore a dungeon where you roll on random tables to fill the rooms with monsters, traps, loot, NPCs, and a final epic boss fight. So, in other words, it's a classic dungeon crawl. The zine contains one-page rules and character creation, cut-out dungeon tiles and tokens, and lots of random tables. Tiles and tokens are included, perfect for both solo and co-op play, with or without a GM, as a quick and easy standalone game, or to use as a dungeon in any fantasy system, compatible with Mork Borg and convertible to other OSR systems. We're going to look at the game initially with as written, rules as written, just this material, and then I'm going to talk about how you might make use of this as a foundation for expanding and using other material that you might have from, in particular, Mork Borg. I will say that the game itself is in, as you can see, it's in a black and white, kind of this one-bit format. The font is extremely small, which doesn't bother me at all because it allows for tons of material in this small little format. But just you should know that if you have difficulty with small font, it could be problematic for you because of the nature of the way it's presented. I happen to like it. I also have magnifying glasses, so if I need to, I could use those. We're going to actually go through well, let me show you first the credits here, and I thank the designer publisher for sending me this copy of the game. The character creation, well, let's see, it opens up with some great art and the warning, it's dangerous to go alone. Dungeons, catacombs, caverns, taverns, Groton is a vast underground network of tunnels and chambers, hiding dark secrets and even darker entities. Who knows what dwells down here? You get one page of rules, which we're going to skip over for the moment, to start the character creation process. You're given 7 steps here to play the game, the first being to create your character. So, to do this, we are going to begin by rolling 2d4 for each ability and subtract the first die from the second die that is rolled. So I've got my stuff here, and we will do this and make note of what we get. So these are my 2d4. I'm subtracting the first die from the second die. So I'm going to designate the green die as the first and the purple as the second. So we're going to be subtracting 2 from 1. So we're not starting out super well. We're going to get a -1 on that. And let's see, that is going to be our strength. Now, I think we can switch these, but for the moment, we'll go in order. So my agility is going to be 4 from 3. So I have 1 agility. And I've got, for presence, this is going to be for ranged fighting. I've got a 0 for presence. Could be worse, I suppose. And finally, my toughness, resisting poison and disease, etc., another 0. So the only thing I got was I got a +1. And now it says I can optional choose two of the 4 main abilities and switch these modifiers so they make sense for my character concept. Then roll a melee or a ranged weapon. Well, the only positive thing I got a +1. Agility is used for fleeing, avoiding attacks. I'm certainly going to switch that. I want to be a melee character, so I think I will make my strength. I'll switch my strength and agility. So my agility, or rather my strength will become 1, and my agility will become -1. And we'll hope for the best. we will roll a weapon and a scroll. So for the melee weapon, we're going to roll. We got a 1. That's going to be a dagger, a staff, or a club. I think I'll go with the let's go with the club. Go with a club there, and we're not going to, it says, let's see, melee or ranged, and we get 1 armor. So our armor is going to be 2, which will be, of course, no armor. So we got no armor, and we are going to roll for a scroll. That's a d6 roll, and we got a 2. We have a force push. D6 force push. You start with D4 luck. So let's see how much luck we have. It's not, I'm not feeling good about this. I was about to say I'm not feeling good about this. We have 1 luck, and that's presumably maybe a reroll of deal maximum damage with 1 attack, or reroll a die roll. Well, I'm not loving anything that happened here, but that's where we are. So we did that. We got our character. And we're going to start on the entrance tile, and then we're going to flip the tile we want to enter and move into it. So is you take these tiles. This is the entrance tile here, and you're going to place it here. And then when you place the 1 tile, you immediately take from the pile of tiles and place them around, so you see the doors, and you'll see on the back of these tiles, that's a door. There are some of them that are locked. We don't have a locked one right here, but we place these. But we can see that a locked door is coming up. So you could see the lock on that door. But right now we have these 3 options. They're all unlocked doors. So then what we want to do is we can flip the tile we want to enter. It's going to be either a corridor or a room, and we need to rotate it until the paths meet. So we'll just go here for the sake of the video. And well, that works. We could do it this way. I think I'll go this way. So we're meant to rotate it until the paths meet. Now, there are really cute little cards that you can choose. This is the one that I kind of liked to represent your character. They don't have the stats attached. It's just whatever you like visually. I'm actually not going to use any of these, but I think they're really, really cute. I'm going to use, where did that go? I'm going to use this guy here. So that's going to be us. And then the next thing we do is to roll the encounter type. So to roll the encounter type, you need a d20, and you will do this roll and consult the appropriate table, which I'll show you in a minute. Oh, I got a 20. Now's the time for the big roll. It's not really going to help me so much because I feel like that might be the boss tile, which I think we need to re-roll. So here it goes. Yes. So we've got, this is the encounter categories, and I'm pretty sure there's some rule here about not encountering the boss. I'm going to do a re-roll on that so we don't encounter a boss the very first time. So we re-rolled and we got a 9. So an encounter for 9 is going to be, ooh, treasure. Okay, that's better. So for these encounters, what you can do is there are these little tokens here that represent the encounter categories. There isn't one for empty room, at least I didn't see it, but you can place this down to indicate there's a treasure here, and then you simply go to the table to roll on that. And when you move into another room, you would, repurpose this and reuse that. Again, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm probably going to be just doing a dungeon drawing off to the side to keep track of everything, but we will go to the treasure table and roll on it and see what we get. So these tables, as mentioned, are all D66 tables. So we're going to roll 2 D6s, designating the first die and the second die. So I'm going to go light and dark. Oh, well, 22. So 22, ooh, I picked up a crossbow. So a crossbow, they're given a value here. This is Again, super hard to read. I think that's 80 silver. It might be 60. I'm not sure. That's when it needs a magnifying glass for me at any rate. For the crossbow, or maybe it's 30. It's a ranged weapon with a D10 attack. That's pretty awesome. Now, unfortunately, you may recall, I had decided I was going to be a melee character, so I switched that stat. But nevertheless, I picked up this ranged weapon of a crossbow, and it does D10 attack. I have a bad feeling about how this game is going. So, moving back to the sequence of play, we are going to roll the encounter, consult the table, and continue on, going back to the top. So, here we are, and I think maybe we were meant, when we put this tile down, to place these two doors here, one of which is going to be locked, one of which is going to be unlocked, and continue along. So we will now move to the unlocked area. I don't have any type of, let's see, we need a key to enter a locked area that I don't have. So we're going to need to stay where we are with moving to an unlocked area. So we'll go to this tile here, and this looks to be, well, let's put this here. This is a room. So we'll move into the room here, and we will roll on the encounter categories, the D20 again. We got a 4, and that's going to be a structure. So I'll just show you the little structure tile. Cute. Structure, go to a structure table, and we'll see what structure might be. That's a 56. This is, the pendulum. The ceiling has a long, narrow crevice running through the entire room. It is a trap. A giant blade pendulum swings from the ceiling. Test agility to avoid taking D10 damage. Well, as you recall, again, we switched our thing here. So now our agility is -1. Anyway, we're going to, I didn't even give myself the health. I need to do that. To avoid taking D10 damage. So how these tests work is as follows. You are going to roll the dice for your abilities. You use the D20, and you add your ability modifier to the result. 12 is the difficulty rating you have to beat to succeed. Now, it says just beat here, but I was reading a comment online that the designer said it actually is meet or beat. So I'm going to take this to mean 12 or more and not just above 12. But as my agility is -1, fortunately, I'm looking not so great here. And we rolled, unfortunately, a 6. So nothing would have helped us there. In any case, we're going to be taking D10 damage here. And that's a super bummer. That is a super bummer. We're going to be taking some 5 points of damage. Okay, I've rearranged things here, or rather, I'm starting over, and for the purposes of the video, I laid out the part of the dungeon, but then I drew it here. So we're going to be working with the dungeon here. We're just going to move all that aside, and I'm going to draw my little character up here. To the point of my character, I've decided to go actually to Mork Borg itself, some of the material in the main book, as well as some of the solitary supplements, because I want to enhance my character a bit. I just have been dying too many times with just the Grotten rules. Maybe it's my bad luck, I don't know, but I want to play with this material, but giving myself a little bit of a better chance. So what have I done? Well, I've made my Gaust the Damned an esoteric hermit, and following the same rules here that are in Mork Borg, I gave myself the 10 HP from Grotten, and we did start per the rules in here. We got some silver. We have 2 omens. Our weapon is a flail with D8 damage. We've got some medium armor that's going to do minus D4 damage, but the penalty is our difficulty rating is +2 on the agility tests. So that's going to impact us on the defense, but at least we can mitigate the damage somewhat. We also are going to be having a hawk familiar with us. We've got an attack and defense with a DR of 10 on it, and they do D4 claw bite damage. They have an HP of 8. We have purchased with some money, the 11 silver is what we got left over. We purchased a lockpick as well as some red poison. And this is a DR12 toughness test. It's going to do 10d damage here. We can use it 3 times, and we have a rope. We have 2 powers. We've got a death scroll, and this is going to cause all creatures to lose a total of 4d10 HP. And then we have the Aegis of Sorrow, which we can create our choice of, let's see. Oh, a creature of our choice, could be us, gains, or our hawk, 2d6 HP for 10 rounds of fighting. And we also picked up this sharp fire iron, which does d4 plus 1 damage. So I've given myself some stuff, and all of this came from modifications and, meshing up of the Mork Borg basic character creation rules, as well as a trinket in solitary defilement, or maybe it was feretory, the 100 trinkets table. I picked up a couple of trinkets there, and I don't know, let's see if I used anything from here. No, these are just flags to remind me of various moves and things that I can potentially use. So I'm hopeful that this is going to help me get through the Grotten dungeons a little bit more successfully. So that said, we're going to move now to just looking at the map here that I've done, and just for the moment, for the first few rooms, to give a demo of play and see how that goes. Okay, here we are all set up. So obviously this is my character. These are the tiles, the beginning tiles that I already pulled out. Didn't get too many locked rooms. We have here I am, and we have the different areas here. So this would be structure, treasure, NPC, monster, and boss. And I've got the bosses actually stacked underneath here. So we're going to get going and hope for a good situation here, beginning with the room category. We're going to roll on our D20 for the room category and see what we get. We got an 8, and that's going to be, a treasure right away. I think every game that I have played has started with a treasure right away, which I kind of love that, although it hasn't really necessarily helped me so much in the game, but we're going to be a little better here, I think. We're going to read orange yellow for our D66 roll. So that's going to give us a 56, and treasure 56 are, boots of sneaking. I like that. 35 silver, I think. Escape from a room without the need of an agility check. 1 use. Nice. That's going to be great. All right. So we are going to move on here, and I think we're ending up with some locks here. I think we're going to go this way into this corridor here, and we will roll and see what we get. 33 and a 30. Oh, no, that's the wrong D20 roll. We get a 10. A 10 in the corridor is going to be an NPC. And who are we going to meet in this corridor? 64. NPC 64 is Scrag the Wretched. He is a dark cleric. A dark robe covers his gnarled and twisted features. He leans on his staff. What does he want? He wants the head of Princess Angelica Akuma. Be rewarded by the dark gods and gain +2 strength and -2 agility. Interesting. Okay, well, we're going to note that down, and maybe we're going to encounter her, and maybe we will need to fight her if we do. I don't know. So we have that dark cleric wandering around, and we're going to continue moving on into a new room. And in that new room, oh, I think that's a boss. I think that's going to be a boss. It is. It's going to be a boss. I don't know. All right. It's going to be a boss. So that is a super bummer. So for the boss, there's 10 bosses, and we are going to, wasn't thinking this was going to happen, but we're going to see who it is. It is Mug the Formless, a bubbling, ever-changing mass of muck with disturbing, glistening, meat-like texture. Here are his stats. He has exploding bubbles. Whenever it takes damage, D4 acid bubbles emerge from the wound. Test agility to dodge each bubble. Each failure deals D4 damage. Well, he's got 9 HP, and he is formless D8 and smothering D8. These are his attacks, I guess. All right, let's see how we're going to deal with this. Okay, so clearly, luckily, I realized I just got these boots of sneaking. So Mug the Formless, who's going to remain in here, I'm going to be able to sneak by him. It definitely is worth using those boots. I don't need any agility check. I'm just going to be able to move on from Mug into this next area, and I will scratch off the boots of sneaking. That was definitely worth it. So we're just going to move on from Mug, maybe come back there another time. So we're going to move out of here and into this area here, give a roll and see what we get. Now, as a reminder, to level up, I mean, defeating a boss is one of the ways to level up, and I would love to do that, but I'm not prepared right at the outset. We've got another NPC coming in, so let's roll on that and see who it is. That's going to be 54. NPC 54 is, Bob and Bub. They are lizard folk. They are slimy reptilian twins blowing bubbles from their infected saliva. They have a difficulty rating of 12, and they want a potion. Any potion will do. They will give me an umbrella, one use, make you able to fly through 3 tiles unnoticed. And that's pretty cool. I don't think I have a potion, though. I don't think I have a potion. I have Death Scroll. I have Poison. No, I don't have a potion. So unfortunately, I can't give them anything. Now, I think I need to note down, I forgot to note down my other NPC, take notes here, that they are here, and that was a NPC 54. I think I'm going to say they're going to stay here, so I could come back. As I mentioned, I think elsewhere, I'm not sure there are actual rules for returning to rooms and whether or not you need to roll to see if there is, say, a monster waiting there. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I'm pretty sure about that. I think I would probably implement a standard, rolling a d6, and on a 1 you encounter something there, but I don't think there are these rules as such in the book. So the way I rolled up this dungeon, this was a locked area. I don't have, actually, do I have a lockpick? I do have a lockpick. So I got a lockpick from I purchased a lockpick, which I thought I would count as a key for the purposes of translating it to here. So I could use that lockpick to go into this room. Now, I don't recall if there is a rule to attempt to use the key. 50% chance that the key breaks, after use. Okay. So, let's see. If we're playing with a GM, you could bash it in with strength or pick the lock with presence, be creative. Well, since we have a lockpick, we're going to pick the lock with presence. We will call it a difficulty rating of 12, and our presence here is going to be +1. And I'll say before I do the roll, if we fail, then I'll do the 50% chance that the lockpick will break. So we're looking for an 11 or higher to get into that locked room, and we did. So we're going to, the lockpick's going to be okay, and going to move into this room, and we'll give a roll to see what we find here. That's going to be a 9, and a 9 is going to be, ooh, some treasure. All right, let's hope it's something that will help us. And the treasure we find is going to be 52. It is going to be, oh, it's not a potion of life. It's a potion of greater healing. Awesome. 40 silver, restores D6 HP, can be used at any time, takes up 1 combat turn to drink. That's nice. Okay. So yes, potion of greater healing. Perfect. Now let's see, I think we'll just move here and not deal with another lock for the moment. Uh-oh, that's a boss. Well, at least we got the potion of greater healing. We found another boss, and let's see who it is. It is, now remember, we used our boots of escape thing, so we don't have that. It's going to be this guy, or lady, Gorlock Abaddok, a mountain of an ogre. As primitive as he is brutal, carries a huge spiked chain flail. He hates his brother Crumsnout, as Gorlock consider himself the one true ruler. 10 HP, fat tissue D8, spiked flail D8, special. Whenever he swings the flail, he can hit up to 4 targets at once, roll a hit die for each opponent he faces. Well, I'm here alone. I'm wondering if I need to rethink that. I do have a little companion character I perhaps should create and bring with me, but right now I'm here alone. So, all right, we're going to give this a think and come back and see what we can do with Gorlock. All right, as I was thinking about this, I realize that I have a few little options here, and I want to discuss them with you because this is part of what makes this game so kind of cool. So here's where we are. I think that's where we were, or here maybe. Let's see when. Yeah, there, and we got this fellow here. So I didn't really note this down very well, but you can recall that Bob and Bub are here in this room, and they want a potion. And I just picked up that potion of greater healing. So I could potentially try to escape this combat, go back and give them the potion of healing. What will I get from them? Well, what I'll get from them is an umbrella that's going to let me move through, I think it said up to 3 rooms undetected. And I don't know if it said it's a one-time use only. Let me see if I can clarify that here. Bob and Bub, these lizard folk guys, slimy reptilian twins blowing bubbles from their infected saliva, any potion, and I've got a test presence 12, but an umbrella, 1 use. Okay, makes you able to fly through up to 3 tiles unnoticed. You know, is it worth trying to escape from this combat to get that, which would get me through? I don't know if that's worth it, but I might want to just try to avoid this combat. Well, I think I'm gonna face this guy because I have my hawk, and my hawk's got 8 HP. I could basically sacrifice him and try to deal with this Gorlock who's got the HP of 10. I have my hawk. I could sacrifice. I have this red poison I could use. It has 3 uses, and it does do a 10 D10 damage. So I think we're actually going to try to encounter this. I think we're going to try to encounter this guy. And remember, if we don't need to use that potion, we could possibly go back and give it to these guys and then get that umbrella. Okay, here we go. This does not look like a fair fight at all. I've replenished my iced coffee. Maybe that will help, but I am a little nervous. That said, we're going to start with our combat. First thing we're going to do for combat is to roll a d6 to see who gets the initiative. And on a 1 to 3, they go, and 4 to 6, we go. So, all right, it's starting pretty well. And what we're going to do is we're going to roll our strength or presence, depending on our attack. Now we're doing, we've got a flail here, so we're going to be rolling our strength, and let's just remind ourselves of who we are here. Gauss the Damned. We have our strength is 0, unfortunately, and we've got that flail. So we're going to have to be rolling at a 0 modifier there. So we've got to hit 12 or up for that. And we also have our hawk here, and the hawk's got the 8 health as mentioned, but only does D4 damage, but their DR is 10. So I think we're just going to go for our flail to start, and let's see. Oh, we could just, we could do this death scroll thing that we have. All creatures, yeah, that's what we should probably do. We should probably use a power and use this death scroll that I forgot I had. So, as a reminder, this is coming from the Mork Borg rules, and it is, I had previously rolled to see how many powers I had, and it was 2. And then I rolled, I gave myself the scrolls. Now, this means I could do a DR12 presence test. If I succeed, I can activate it. If I fail, I lose D2 HP, and then I become dizzy for the next hour. So basically can't use that again in combat. So I am actually going to use this death scroll. This is why I built my character this way, because I was having difficulty with the characters, with succeeding with my character without a little extra. So we're going to have a presence test. We have a +1 presence. It's a DR of 12. And again, if we fail, we're going to lose some HP. We'll give this a roll and hope for the best. If we fail, that's also our whole combat turn. So there we go. We failed, and we can't try again. We lost 2 HP. So that was, unfortunate. All right, we're down to 8 HP right away. Nothing else has really happened. Now it's going to be the enemy's turn here, and I'm not quite 100% sure how we can determine exactly when the Gorlock does his special, let's see, when he swings his flail. So there's 2 different, there's fat tissue and spiked flail. I guess we'll just roll a d6 to determine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, what he uses. I'm not sure if there are rules about that. I didn't see them when I glanced at it. So he's going to use fat tissue. That's better for us because we don't have to deal with the special impact. So we are going to be trying to get out of the way of this fat tissue attack. And as a reminder, in this game, for the enemies, you are trying to get out of the way of their attack as opposed to them actively attacking you. And if you don't get out of the way, then you're going to suffer for that. So we will roll agility to avoid getting hit. Now, as another reminder, it's an agility DR12 test per the rules, but because we have this armor here, which is going to take minus D4 damage, we have a plus DR on agility test. So we really have to roll against the DR 14. Our agility is +1. So basically we're looking for a 13 or higher on this D20 to get out of the way. We do not get out of the way. So we are going to suffer a fat tissue attack. It's a D8 attack minus a D4 because we still have our armor there. And all right. So we're going to suffer D8 minus D4 damage. Now, I realize I didn't really figure out, whether I can just assign damage to the hawk if the hawk's not the one attacking. I mean, probably. It's my game, but well, let's see what happens. We only have 8 HP, as does our hawk. So 5 minus 1 is 4 damage, pretty bad. That's half our health. I am going to assign that to my hawk just because. Now I do have that healing potion still. So hawk is already at half health, and we're going to take another take another swing here with our flail. We can't use powers anymore. We do have this red poison here. Maybe we'll try to poison. That's going to be a toughness. We have no modifier. It's a DR 12, but then we could do 1d10 damage. Our flail is d8, and we also have no benefit there. So let's toss some red poison. I mean, why not? We unhook the vial, and we only have 3 uses of it, but we're going to attempt to get some red poison on this guy, and we will have our DR 12 roll here. We've got no modifier on it, unfortunately. And so it goes. And so it goes. So that was a fail. Over to this fellow. We will do our D6 roll to see if he's coming at us with his fat tissue or his spiked flail. And it's going to be, again, the fat tissue that we got to get out of the way of. So once again, for us, it's an agility of a DR 14, but we have a +1. Oh, man. So terrible. And so it goes with this game. All right. So we are going to suffer fat tissue damage of 5 - 2, 3 fat tissue damage. Again, I'm going to just spray it up on my hawk. 1, 2, 3. My hawk's down to 1 HP. I'm still hanging on with 8. And I'm going to come back at him. We used threw the red poison once. It didn't hit. We're going to throw it again and hope for the best here. Hope for some better rolling here. And grumble. All right. Back to this guy who's pretty happy that we are so hapless. And he's so happy that now he's going to throw his spiked flail at us. And whenever he swings this, he can hit up to 4 targets at once. That's going to definitely include my hawk, who's going to go down if we can't get out of the way. So I'm going to roll our agility really for both of us. If we succeed, we both get out of the way. If we fail, we don't. Again, this is against a 14. I've had 0 luck in rolling here. And of course, so once again, we're going to roll our damage here. Well, the hawk is dead because the hawk has no protection, and the hawk is out. So the hawk is gone and drops to the ground. Victim of the spiked flail. I still have my protection, so we will oh, that's great. I really got out of the way of that one. That is great. All right, I've got like a drip of red poison left in my little vial. I might as well try. I cannot get a break here with this dice rolling. So let's just hope for the best. I should switch. There we go. I got to switch this D20. However, my red poison hit. Now let's see. What did it hit for? What? Let's see. This is more of a poison die. So it's going to do D10. It's going to do D10 damage on this fellow. 3 damage. So that's that's probably to be expected. I don't even have his HP anywhere. I think we can probably remember he's down to 7 HP. And we're out of poison. So it goes. We're at 8 HP. He's at 7 HP. We are having very, very, very bad luck rolling. He is going to, let's see, how's he going to attack us? He's going to attack us again with that flail. Can we get out of the way of it? Yes, we can, because we have the agility +1. Perfect. Got out of the way of that. We're excited. We're going to swing our flail here, and we do not succeed. So we do not succeed. Over to him. Let's see what type of attack he's going to do. It's going to be that flail again. So if he misses, or rather we get out of the way. No, we don't get out of the way. 6. We're going to be hit by that. So we have our D8 damage. Now, this special ability doesn't impact anything anymore because our hawk is dead. So 7 minus 4 is 3 damage, and now we're down to 5 HP. I think it is time for us. It says we could do it any time to drink this potion of greater healing. How much is it going to restore? Okay, I caught a break there. It's going to restore the maximum health, so we're back to 11, which is above our maximum of 10, but you know what? I'm going to take it. I'm going to take that. So it's, I think, our turn. I've lost track a little bit. Let me check on that. All right, the epic battle continues. We are going to swing our flail once again, failing. What's he going to do? He is going to swing his flail at us. And I guess I don't actually really need to roll for this anymore, I realize, because they're both the same damage, and we don't have anyone else here. So I'm going to stop doing that. Can we get out of the way here? 13 plus 1 is 14. Yes. All right. All right. Back to us. We really don't have anything else we can do unless I'm missing it. We fail. He's going to strike back. Now, this is where you see 12, 13. We are going to get hit. Maybe we're going to die here. Maybe we're going to die. 5 minus 1, 4 is 1. Great. Oh, I forgot we drank that potion. We're down to 10 again. I will say, I'm going to just take a pause in the action to say that there is a little thing here. Let's see if we can see that. For faster combat, instead of rolling for enemy damage reduction, just subtract an even number as their armor. Hit still does minimum 1 damage. Exploding dice when rolling max damage. I'm not really sure how that works, but anyway, there's the rule if you want to focus on that. I'm deep into this now, so you know, we're going to continue on. And I believe it's our turn to attack. We fail. It's his turn to attack. We fail in getting out of the way. This could be it. We're down to 10 health. It's a good thing we have that protection here. 4 minus 1 is 3. We're down to 7. Is this so painful? Taking my flail shot. 17, great. So the flail is a d8 damage. Now this is going to be our damage to him. Remember, he's at 7 health. We could end it here with a good roll. Oh, sweet. He's down to 1 health. That's amazing. All right, he's mad now. He's mad now. So he's coming at us with, well, we'll just say that fat tissue, just for theme. 12, 13. Oh, we don't get out of the way. So he's going to get us. What's he going to get us with? He's not going to get us. He's not going to get us. We had protection. So come on, he's got 1 health left. All right. There's no critical hit or critical miss in this game, but that is sweet. That feels good. So we defeated this guy. We're going to be able to level up, and leveling up in this game means after killing a boss or 4 different monsters, roll a d6 for each of your abilities. If you roll higher than your modifier, gain +1 to that ability. Your max HP is increased by 1 and restored. Roll and add luck. You can sell and buy stuff before continuing the shop pages, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's at least show you here how we can level up. So we are definitely going to be able to level up our strength and toughness, which are 0. So we're going to automatically go to a +1 on strength and a +1 on toughness. And for agility and presence, let's see, we got to roll basically anything but a 1 is going to help us here. So let's see, for strength, sweet, we're going to be able to make our strength that wasn't strength, excuse me. Agility, we're going to be able to go to +2 on that. That'll be great. And then for presence, nice. We're going to go to there too. Great. Phew. Huh. All right. There you have it. We defeated this guy. we defeated this guy, and our little fellow here triumphed over this guy. Sweet. All right, well, that was pretty epic, and I'm going to stop the video, the playthrough with that. But I am going to, the video playthrough, but I am going to definitely continue on. I realized I started to draw this fellow in here. I think he belongs in here. I also realized, importantly, that at the outset of character creation, I never gave myself any luck. So you get D4 luck, and you can use luck to re-roll anything. Let's see exactly what the rules say. You can deal maximum damage with one attack or re-roll a dice roll. So I'm going to give myself some luck here just on camera to continue this part of it. And we got 3 luck. So this little fellow is going to have 3 luck that he'll be able to use. I have a lot to say about this very little game, and really all of it good. It does something that I think those of us who play games in this space are always looking for, which is it creates an emotional feeling, an investment, a theme kind of thing, but it's mostly more of a feeling that is first and foremost, I think, comes forward in the art, and especially the little character art and things that are present here, but also in the tables and in the NPCs that are around this little dungeon, which really feels like it comes alive because you've got the NPCs that are kind of persistent and will remain there. Like we have the Bob and whoever who want the potion. And I know I had one down here. I need to go back and see where that is and put that in and then continue along. And for a game that is in such a small package, to do that and to allow you to feel so involved in it is a pretty great achievement. The fact that it can also be used with Mork Borg and any Mork Borg material is just an add-on. And as you saw in this filming, I opted to go with a character that I embellished, I guess we'll say, with some Mork Borg materials and things. Had I gone through the exact same combat with just my fellow from this rules, I probably would have died again. I think I died 3 times, 2 or 3 times, before deciding to boost my character a little bit. Now, you could boost your character a little bit, not going to Mork Borg if you don't have that or don't want to use that. You could do that in a number of ways. First of all, you could just play more than one character. And I don't know whether that is actually recommended or just given as an option here, but let's see. I don't know if it really says, but I think going with 2 characters who come from this rule set is a great option, or giving yourself a familiar, such as I did from Mork Borg, is another way to do it. The rules are really only on this one page, and I think we did end up looking at pretty much all of them in the game. I will say that there are, as I mentioned, I don't see a rule for returning back through a section. So you might want to, that was something that I felt was, needed. And the other thing is as you saw, killing a boss is not the end of the dungeon. It is just a means for leveling up. So in this particular case, I got to level up after I killed this boss, and it was super satisfying, and it was a really exciting combat. But as such, it doesn't necessarily give you the end game. So unless I am missing something, you sort of need to decide when you're going to stop playing the game. There are some rules here for solo and co-op play. I showed the faster combat rules here. For characters, it says you can choose to play several characters and lead them through as a group. And there's a movement rule here where you can make yourself travel X number of tiles per a combat turn, where X is your agility with a minimum of 1, sharing loot. Obviously, you could play this with a GM and use it as a tool with other tiles, with other systems, or not use tiles at all. So there's flexibility there. The simplicity of the character sheet tells you a lot about the game itself. It's just down to the bare bones, traveling through, encountering something. I like the fact that there are NPCs, that there's as many NPCs as monsters, as structures, and that is something that gives flavor to the dungeon. As we know, the dungeon is an ever compelling place for games, and I've written about this in my dungeon theory section of my book. And I think in a future video, I keep getting asked about, like, what are the best dungeon generation tools that you use. I've done some videos on that. Maybe I'll give an updated list of that. I think any of them could also be brought in here, obviously, to embellish the space and allow yourself the opportunity to do a little more role playing and give yourself some opportunities to craft items or to look around and search and find things and maybe have a specific quest or whatever. But all of that is extra. That Grotten in and of itself is involving. It is, I don't like to use the word cute because it implies, I think, something that is, not to be taken seriously. I think this is serious in the sense that it really gets to the heart of what a good dungeon crawl does, which is it makes you excited to see what's in the next room. You have thrilling combat. You have options to use your items that you get and treasures that you get in a clever way, and you have some decisions to make about when you're going to use them, and are you going to try to get rid of all your red poison and waste that, or you're going to stick with your flail. So all of these things, I think, are accomplished here in this small little book. And as we all know, because every single one of us probably listening to this video, and certainly myself, have spent tons and tons of money buying dungeon crawlers that don't actually offer this kind of thing, that don't actually get you involved and have you feel like you're actually exploring, and I was even attached to my little character. Now, maybe it's because I'm just so drawn to this style of art, but I didn't play this character, but even this guy, and I think, again, it allows you to build on that. As I mentioned earlier in the video, the images of the characters are just whatever you want, but you could take that as inspiration to give yourself a particular benefit, like in this guy, obviously being a wizard or a ranged character. So it is, I highly recommend it. I really was taken by this. I would love to see even more of this type of game from this designer. There is the use of the really small font enables the designer to put a lot in here with descriptions and impacts of the monsters doing different things, and the structures doing different things, and the treasure doing different things. So it offers really everything you could want in a one-bit dark fantasy dungeon crawl.